Next topic. 0 Chapter 6. 6.5 Router Operation. 6.6 Half Routers. 2 Absolutely. Here's a clear, detailed, and tactical Wonderland-style explanation of BACnet Chapter 6.5, Router Operation, and 6.6, Half Routers, through the lens of Alice traveling from SFO to PMI and navigating the chaos of Magaluf Strip on a Saturday night in June 2025. It's all strategy, no tears, just moves. Globe with Meridians Chapter 6, Network Layer continued. Sunglasses never win by force what can be won by finesse. Alice at Midnight Airplane 6.5 Router Operation, how the VIP shuttle system works. Brain: think of a router like a trusted shuttle service that connects different zones, aka networks, in the city of BACnet Wonderland. Alice, now fresh off the plane in PMI, has one goal: reach her rooftop VIP party on the Magaluf Strip. But just like in a BACnet network, she can't just walk there. She needs to pass through multiple zones, networks, each separated by rules, barriers, or gateways. So she looks for the real MVPs of the trip, routers. Minibus. What do BACnet routers do? Routers connect 2 or more networks and make sure packets, like Alice, move between them properly. Wrench: just like a shuttle driver needs to know the local streets, local network, have clearance to the destination network, follow route rules and maps. A BACnet router maintains routing tables, list of places it can send data to, forwards data between networks, replies to who is router to network messages, manages traffic without getting overwhelmed. Direct hit Wonderland analogy: router at PMI Airport. Alice walks up to a shuttle kiosk and says, "I'm heading to Magaluf Strip. Network 42. Can you take me?" The shuttle, router, checks, do I connect to that network? Is it available and ready? Am I overloaded already? If all is green, the router, shuttle, forwards Alice, the packet, directly across the boundary. If not, it uses its routing table to pass her to another router who can finish the trip. Lightbulb: BACnet routers don't guess. They plan and execute exactly like Alice. Performing arts. 6.6 Half routers, the sketchy taxi drivers of Wonderland. Here's where it gets shady. Alice's backup ride breaks down. On a dark side street, a driver rolls down his window and whispers, "I kinda know a shortcut to the strip." No guarantees. €30, cash only. She narrows her eyes. "You're a half router, aren't you?" Woman detective: what's a half router? A half router is a device that can only route in one direction. It's like a shuttle that will drop you off, but can't take anyone back. Or worse, it might know how to send, but not how to receive. Bluebook technical breakdown: a full BACnet router understands bidirectional traffic between networks A and B. A half router only knows how to reach from A to B, but not B to A. This breaks clean network operation and leads to black holes or incomplete communication paths. Direct hit Wonderland risk: trusting a half router is like trusting a sketchy cab on Magaluf Strip at midnight. They might get you close, but leave you stranded. They could send confusing signals to your VIP host. Or worse, your return trip could be blocked, with no one to route you back. Brain: Alice's strategy: no tears, just moves. A full router plans the journey. A half router gambles with it. So Alice uses who is router to network to scan for real options, avoids half routers unless she builds a custom fallback route, pre-checks her ride's routing table like checking Google Maps before boarding, waits when needed, because the wise do at once what fools learn too late. As Alice navigates the electric chaos of the Magaluf Strip at midnight, her lessons in BACnet routing come into full focus, refined not just by theory, but by every calculated step. These aren't just technical maneuvers, they're midnight moves, sharpened by experience and strategy. The router, in Alice's world, is like a trusted shuttle service. It takes her from one hotspot to another using known, verified paths, never missing a beat. Just like a router in BACnet, it depends on clear routing tables. Her strategic move? Use known paths, validate routing tables. No guessing, no hoping, just certainty. The half router, by contrast, is like a sketchy one-way taxi. It might get her there, or it might leave her stranded halfway down an alley. It can only talk in one direction, making communication fragile. Alice knows better than to gamble unless the odds are stacked in her favor. Her move: avoid uncertainty unless you've planned for it. Then there's the routing table, which to Alice is the route map posted at the shuttle kiosk, simple, public, and essential. Without it, even the best driver gets lost. That's why she keeps tabs on every junction, every option, every fallback. Her principle here is firm: always know the next hop. And finally, her mantra, the one etched in the glass of her VIP wristband: no tears, just moves. This isn't about emotion. It's about pre-checking the route, misdirecting competitors, and outthinking chaos. In her world, tension doesn't demand a breakdown, it demands a blueprint. Her final truth: solve tension with planning, not panic. In Wonderland and BACnet alike, it's not who moves first, it's who moves smartest. Compass final lessons: midnight moves on the strip, concept Wonderland analogy, strategic move router operation, trusted shuttle service, use known paths, validate routing tables. Half router sketchy one-way taxi, avoid uncertainty unless you've planned for it. Routing table route map at shuttle kiosk, always know the next hop. No tears, just moves, pre-check, misdirect, outthink, solve tension with planning, not panic. Microphone Alice, adjusting her wristband and slipping through the club's firewall at midnight. Networks, like nightclubs, don't care if you're emotional. They care if you're routed right. And with that, she vanishes into the pulse of the rooftop bass line. Would you like this turned into an illustrated BACnet no tears, just moves poster with Alice at the shuttle terminal, routing table in hand, evaluating taxis, shuttles, and packet paths like a true network strategist? 3. Next topic. 0. Chapter 3 Fundamentals. 3.1 How the BACnet standard is organized. 3.2 The ISO Open Systems Interconnection Basic Reference Model, BRM, ISO 7498. 2. Chapter 3 Fundamentals, A Wonderland of BACnet, OSI, and Midnight Magaluf Mischief. 3.1 How the BACnet standard is organized. Alice's airport adventure. Picture Alice, wide-eyed, standing in San Francisco International, San Francisco Airport, staring at a massive departure board flickering with flight codes. BACnet structure is much like an airport system: terminals, BACnet layers, just as San Francisco Airport has terminals for check-in, security, and boarding. BACnet has layers: application, network, data link, physical, each handling a different job. Flight routes, protocols: some flights go direct, BACnet/IP, others require hops, BACnet MS/TP, like a tiny prop plane stopping in Kansas. Baggage handling, objects and services: your suitcase, data, must be tagged, addressed, routed, networked, and delivered, processed. Lose a bag? That's a misconfigured property. Alice doesn't force her way onto a flight, she deceives, politely, by upgrading with frequent flyer points. BACnet, too, doesn't brute force communication, it elegantly routes data where it needs to go. 3.2 The OSI Basic Reference Model, a Magaluf strip crawl at midnight. Now Alice lands in Palma de Mallorca, PMI, and hits the Magaluf strip at midnight, June 28, 2025. The OSI model is like navigating this chaos: physical layer, the street itself, paved with questionable decisions, Ethernet cables, wireless signals, or in Magaluf sticky dance floors. Data link layer, bouncers and taxis, MAC addresses are like wristbands at clubs: no band, no entry. A taxi switch ensures you get to the right club, device. Network layer, Google Maps versus local shortcuts, IP routing is like Alice choosing between a safe route or an adventure down a dark alley. Packet loss. Transport layer, the designated sober friend, TCP, reliable, is the friend who counts heads. UDP, unreliable, is the friend who says they'll turn up, or not. Session layer, conversations at the bar, hey, remember me. Session management. Some chats last all night, some end abruptly, I have a boyfriend. Presentation layer, Google Translate versus drunk slurring, data formats, JSON, XML, are like translating between British and German tourists both saying another shot, but in different syntax. Application layer, the shot order itself, the final request, tequila. HTTP, BACnet services. Survivor strategy, no tears, just moves. Tension is a problem, not an emotion. Alice doesn't cry when her flight is delayed, she sweet talks the gate agent into first class. BACnet doesn't panic when a device drops, it reroutes. Outmaneuver threats, like avoiding the sketchy kebab stand at 3 a.m., good network design avoids bottlenecks before they happen. The wise architect does now what the fool does later, configuring proper segmentation, VLANs, is like pre-booking taxis better than begging at 4 a.m. Final lesson, BACnet and OSI are just systems. Like airports and party strips, they work best when you understand the rules, then bend them wisely. Now, go forth and network, preferably without a hangover. 3. Next topic. 0. Chapter 3. Figure 3.1 The ISO Open Systems Interconnection Basic Reference Model. Figure 3.2 Each protocol in the BRM stack adds its own PCI, usually in the form of headers. 3.3 BACnet Protocol Architecture. Figure 3.3 BACnet's Collapsed Protocol Architecture. 2. Chapter 3, Figures 3.1, 3.2 and 3.3, the OSI model, protocol headers and BACnet sneaky shortcut. Figure 3.1, the ISO OSI basic reference model, Alice's 7-step airport odyssey. Alice, ever the curious traveler, stands before the OSI model, a towering, 7-layered departure board at San Francisco Airport. Each layer is a checkpoint she must pass through before her flight to Magaluf: physical, the sidewalk, the concrete beneath her feet, Ethernet cables, Wi-Fi signals. No sidewalk. No trip. Data link, the TSA checkpoint, MAC address, please. Her boarding pass, frame, gets a wristband, header. No tag. No entry. Network, the gate agent, IP address, ma'am. Direct flight, static route, or layover, dynamic routing. Alice sweet talks her way onto a faster connection. Transport, the flight attendant, TCP, will count passengers twice. UDP, if someone's missing, we'll find them in Mallorca, maybe. Session, the in-flight chat, remember me. Alice bonds with her seatmate, session established. Sudden turbulence. Connection terminated. Presentation, language barrier, Alice's drink order gets lost in translation, encryption, compression. I said sin hielo, not con fuego. Application, the final destination, 1 pina colada, please. HTTP, BACnet read property. Moral, each layer depends on the one below, just like Alice can't board without passing security. Figure 3.2, protocol headers, the Magaluf Club stamp collection. Now, Alice hits the Magaluf strip at midnight, and every bouncer slaps a header, PCI, on her wrist. Layer 2, Ethernet header, you're in BCMR disco, MAC, 00:1A2B etc. Layer 3, IP header, table for 192.168.1.5. Right this way. Layer 4, TCP header, your VIP, port 80, but your friend UDP, port 69, is, somewhere. Layer 7, BACnet APDU, 1 property read, hold the errors. Problem, by 3 a.m., Alice's arm is a mess of stamps, headers, each club, layer, added its own. Solution. BACnet says, why 7 layers when 3 will do? Figure 3.3, BACnet's collapsed architecture, the express lane to chaos. BACnet, ever the efficient traveler, hacks the OSI model like Alice bribing a bouncer to skip the line. Application layer, the order, gimme a pina colada, read property, and make it quick. Network layer, the shortcut, BACnet/IP says forget UDP, I'll ride TCP's reliability. Physical layer, the bar itself, Ethernet or MS/TP. Doesn't matter, just get the drink, data, where it needs to go. Why? Because BACnet knows, never use 7 steps when 3 will trick the system. Survivor strategy, no tears, just moves outmaneuver the OSI model. BACnet collapses layers like Alice sweet talking her way past velvet ropes. Headers are necessary evil, like club stamps, they add clutter but lose one, and your data's stranded. Tension. Solve it, if a device isn't responding, BACnet doesn't cry, it reroutes, or sends a who is like a drunk text, you up. Final lesson, the wise traveler, or protocol, streamlines, deceives, and skips queues while fools fight layers they don't need. Now go architect, and maybe hydrate. Tropical drink electric plug 3. Next topic. 0. 3.4 The BACnet application layer. 3.41 The BACnet object model. Figure 3.4 Each object is characterized by a set of properties that describe its behavior or govern its operation. 2. 3.4 The BACnet application layer, Alice's midnight object safari in Magaluf. Alice, now fully immersed in the chaotic wonderland of Magaluf's strip, stumbles upon a strange revelation: every bar, club, and questionable kebab stand is actually a BACnet object, each with its own set of properties that define how it behaves. 3.4.1 The BACnet object model, the VIP list of Magaluf. Imagine every venue on the strip is like a BACnet object, a digital twin with a set of rules, properties, that dictate how it operates. Object type, the club's theme, analog input equals the shot counter, measures how many tequilas Alice has consumed. Binary output equals the bouncer's arm, either out equals service or in equals denied, no in between. Device object equals the club manager, keeps track of all other objects. Properties, the club's rules, present_value equals how many people are inside right now. Example 127, dangerously packed. Description equals this is BCMR disco, play loud reggaeton, ignore fire codes. Out_of_service equals temporarily closed for cleaning, aka police raid. Alice realizes, if you control the properties, you control the object. Figure 3.4, Properties, the Magaluf Rulebook, Paragraph Edition. Every club in Magaluf, just like every BACnet object, has its own hidden rulebook, properties, that defines how it operates. First up is the object_identifier, which acts like a bouncer's gruff declaration: this is Club Tito's, not bananas. In BACnet terms, this is the object's unique ID, ensuring no two devices get confused in the system. Next, the object_name is the human-friendly label, like whispering ask for Steve, he'll hook you up, to bypass the line. Then there's status_flags, which functions like a velvet rope sign reading VIP only tonight. It tells you whether the object is active, in alarm, or temporarily out of service, probably for a cleaning that involves more bleach than actual cleaning. Finally, reliability is the bartender's trustworthiness rating 50%, he's hammered, letting you know whether the sensor's data is dependable or just making things up after one too many. In short, control the properties, control the game. Whether you're hacking BACnet or hustling past bouncers, the rules are there to be bent, just don't get caught. Man Detective Tropical Drink Figure 3.4, Properties, the Magaluf rulebook. Each club, object, has a hidden binder of rules, properties, like, property Magaluf equivalent BACnet meaning object underscore identifier. This is Club Tito's, not bananas. Unique ID for the object. Object underscore name ask for Steve, he'll hook you up, dot. Human readable label. Status underscore flags VIP only tonight. Is it active, in alarm, or out of service? Reliability bartender reliability, 50%, he's hammered, dot. Can you trust this sensor's data? Alice learns, manipulate the right property, and you can bend reality. Want free drinks? Right property cover underscore charge equals false. Need the bouncer to ignore you? Set out underscore of underscore service equals true. Survivor strategy, no tears, just moves. Never fight when you can trick. Why argue with a bouncer when you can change the VIP underscore list property? Tension equals puzzle, not panic. If a device isn't responding, check its properties before crying. Maybe it's just out underscore of underscore service, or the bartender passed out. The wise hacker acts first, update priority underscore array before the system locks you out. Final lesson, BACnet objects are like Magaluf clubs. Control the properties, and you control the game. Now go configure, and maybe lay off the absinthe. Cocktail glass wrench 3. Next topic. 03.4.2 BACnet services. Figure 3.5 the client-server model. Table 3.1 classes of BACnet services. 3.5 the BACnet network layer. 3.4.2 BACnet services, the Magaluf nightlife negotiation playbook. Alice, now a seasoned Magaluf operator, realizes that BACnet services are just like ordering drinks in a chaotic club. Some requests get ignored, some get fulfilled, and some trigger a bartender's existential crisis. Figure 3.5, the client-server model, how Alice gets her pina colada. Client, Alice, 1 mojito, extra mint. A read property request, server, overworked bartender, either, here's your drink. Act plus response, we're out of mint. Error, property list error, I don't even work here. Reject, unknown object, key rule, never yell, broadcast, unless you're desperate. A targeted whisper, unicast, gets better service. Table 3.1, classes of BACnet services, the Magaluf Hustle Catalog Service Class. Magaluf equivalent BACnet meaning object access. What's in this mystery shot? Read property, read/writes object properties. Alarm and event, the fire alarm is going off, ignore it. Handles alarms, or suppresses them. File transfer, send my embarrassing photos to the group chat. Moves big data chunks, firmware updates. Who is/I am who's got my lost phone? Broadcast scream, device discovery loud and inefficient. Pro tip, the Who is service is like shouting does anyone know Steve, in a packed club. Effective but embarrassing. 3.5 the BACnet network layer, Alice's underground taxi mafia. The network layer is Magaluf's shadowy taxi cartel. They don't care what you do inside the club's application layer, they just make sure you get where you're going, or get scammed trying. BACnet/IP equals Uber, direct, efficient, but surge pricing equals bandwidth issues. BACnet MS/TP equals sketchy scooter rental, slow, prone to breakdowns, but cheap. BBMD, BACnet broadcast management device, equals the guy who knows all the backstreets, redirects broadcasts so you don't have to scream who is across town. Survivor move, if a taxi, router, fails, Alice doesn't cry, she finds another ride, reroutes, or walks. Local segment. No tears, just moves. Magaluf BACnet life lessons. Deception force, why fight a bouncer when you can fake a VIP pass, spoof an IM. Solve tension, don't wallow, if a device isn't responding, who is it? Like a drunk text before panicking. Efficiency is key, collapse layers like collapsing into a taxi at 5 a.m. Final exam question, you find a BACnet device unresponsive. Do you, A. Cry, B. Blame IT, C. Send a whois, check routing, then bribe it with a virtual espresso? Answer, C. Always C. Now go network preferably before last call. Cocktail glass satellite antenna 3. Next topic. 0 Figure 3.6 Routers repackage messages using the appropriate data link rules, in terms of PCI, and move them between BACnet networks with the data portion of the message unchanged. 3.6 BACnet data links. 3.7 BACnet encoding. Table 3.2 Summary of significant BACnet data link characteristics. Figure 3.7 BACnet's collapsed architecture is summarized in this diagram. 3.6 to 3.7 BACnet's Underground Railroad and Secret Codes. Alice, now a seasoned Magaluf smuggler, discovers BACnet's data links work like her import/export business between dodgy beach clubs. Figure 3.6, Routers, the bilingual bouncers of Magaluf. Every router is like a club bouncer who strips off the foreign wristband, Ethernet header, from your arm, slaps on a local VIP stamp, MS/TP preamble, whispers your fake ID works here now while keeping your actual drink order, data payload, 100% intact. Never change the smuggled goods, just the packaging. 3.6 Data links, the transportation mafia. BACnet/IP equals Uber Black, fast, reliable, complains about surge pricing. MS/TP equals Scooter Gang, slow, prone to mechanical failures near police. Lawn Talk equals that one guy with a rowboat, works but why? Pro tip, like choosing between a Ferrari or donkey cart to move contraband, pick based on how fast you need to disappear. Table 3.2, Data Link Smuggler's Handbook, Paragraph Edition. In the shadowy underworld of BACnet data links, speed is the difference between tearing through the Magaluf strip in a stolen Ferrari, Ethernet's blazing 10 Mbps, and drunkenly stumbling through crowds at 3 a.m., MS/TP sluggish 76 kbps. Topology matters too. Are you using VIP secret tunnels, IP's orderly star network, or elbowing through a mosh pit of devices, MS/TP's chaotic party line? And when it comes to error handling, BACnet operates on the same honor system as a shady bartender scribbling "trust me bro" on your tab. Sure, there are CRC checksums in theory, but whether anyone actually checks them is another story. Bottom line? Choose your transport like a seasoned smuggler, fast, discreet, and with plausible deniability when things go wrong. Automobile dashing away. Table 3.2, Data Link Smuggler's Handbook. Type Magaluf transport. Real world meaning speed. Ferrari versus drunk pedestrians 10 Mbps, Ethernet, versus 76 kbps, MS/TP, topology. Secret tunnels versus mob crowd. Star, IP, versus party line, MS/TP, error handling. Trust me bro. Receipt. CRC checksums, when they bother. 3.7 Encoding, the drunk language protocol. BACnet encodes messages like, Alice orders uno, no, dos cervezas, in Spanglish bartender here's one, shit, 2 beers, in English receipt. Prints as %01x2b, hexadecimal. Trust me math, critical insight, like pretending you ordered tap water when your receipt shows 14 tequilas, encoding hides the evidence. Figure 3.7, Collapsed architecture, the speakeasy shortcut. While OSI uses 7 doors to enter a club, BACnet says, kick down application door, yell drink order, vault over collapsed network/transport rubble, land directly in physical layer, face first on the dance floor, survivor move, when authorities, network errors, appear, reroute through the kitchen, BBMD, before they check your stamps, headers. Magaluf BACnet cheat codes. Router problems. Bribe them, update routing tables, before they inspect your cargo data link slow. Blame the Scooter Gang, MS/TP noise, and switch to Uber, IP, encoding errors. Claim it's Catalan, debug with Wireshark, final exam, your MS/TP network dies. Do you, A. Cry into your warm beer, B. Sacrifice a router to the tech gods, C. Silently activate IP backup lanes like a ex-KGB smuggler, answer, always C. No tears, just moves. Now go architect like the Wolf of Magaluf. Wolf Face Satellite Antenna 3. Next topic. 03.9 BACnet Network Security. A few key points about the BSA. 3.10 BACnet Web Services, BACnet/WS, Figure 3.8. The BACnet/WS server is really a gateway in that it translates the web service messages to / from the protocol of the underlying BACS, which may, or may not, use BACnet. 3.11 BACnet Systems and Specification. 3.9 BACnet Network Security. Alice's Magaluf spy game. Alice, now a black market BACnet dealer, realizes security here is like protecting her fake ID collection. BSA, BACnet Security Addendum, equals the bouncer who sometimes checks IDs, but mostly just nods at familiar faces. Device binding equals VIP wristbands that should be hard to copy, but a Sharpa can fake them. Network segmentation equals keeping the German tourist stag party, untrusted devices, away from the VIP lounge, critical systems. Survivor move, hackers are like undercover cops, they will slip in. So, Alice logs everything, audit trails, and changes the secret handshake, encryption keys, weekly. 3.10 BACnet Web Services, BACnet/WS, the Google Translate of BACS. Figure 3.8, the BACnet/WS gateway, Alice's dubious translator. Imagine Alice's friend who claims to speak Spanish. BACnet/WS server equals the friend shouting dos cervezas to the bartender, who only speaks Catalan. Underlying BACS equals the bartender who may understand BACnet, or might just nod and bring tap water. Key insight: BACnet/WS is like Tinder for buildings. It makes legacy systems look modern, but you never know what's really underneath. 3.11 BACnet Systems and Specs. The Pirates Code BACnet specs are like Magaluf's unofficial rules, more like guidelines. The spec says shall, but many devices kinda did something adjacent. Interoperability equals like expecting all clubs to accept the same fake ID. Spoiler, they don't. Testing equals Alice's 3 a.m. stress test. If the system works when drunk, it's certified. Magaluf BACnet life hacks security through obscurity equals hide your devices like Alice hides her contraband under the sunbed. Gateways are liars. BACnet/WS promises seamless translation, but it's really mime charades. Specs is not equal to reality, like club dress codes. No flip-flops is flexible if you tip the bouncer. Final exam, your BACnet/WS gateway fails. Do you, A. Cry into your SQL database, B. Blame legacy systems and order another drink, C. Bypass it like a smuggler's backdoor, REST API hack, answer, C. Always C. No tears, just pirated solutions. Now go secure your kingdom, or at least hide the evidence. Woman Detective Locked 3. Next topic. 0 Chapter 4. BACnet Application Layer Objects. 4.1 BACnet Object Model. 4.2 Properties. Properties of the analog input object type. 2 Absolutely. Let's dive into Chapter 4 of BACnet, Application Layer, Objects, with a Wonderland twist. Blackheart Alice, the black market BACnet dealer, smuggling signals through the object model. By now, Alice has fallen so deep into the Wonderland underworld that she's no longer just wandering, she's running the back alleys of BACnet, slinging raw data and property updates in the shadows. Her specialty? Smuggling and tweaking BACnet objects, especially the slippery, high-demand analog input object. Magnifying glass tilted left. 4.1 The BACnet Object Model, Alice's Black Book of Devices. Think of the BACnet Object Model as Alice's dealer roster. Every device in her network, thermostats, sensors, flow meters, is represented as an object, and each object has properties, like fingerprints. Alice doesn't work with raw wires anymore. She works with objects, and every object has a type, what it is, an identifier, which one, and a list of properties, what it does and how it behaves. Package example: the analog input object isn't a sensor itself, it's the representation of the sensor in BACnet terms. If the rooftop HVAC sensor is her snitch, the analog input object is his rap sheet. Test tube 4.2 Properties: how Alice reads and writes the streets. Every BACnet object is packed with properties like a character dossier in a Wonderland spy ring. These aren't optional, these are how Alice extracts, manipulates, and sells the goods. Let's talk about the analog input object, a staple in her trade. It's used to represent real-world inputs like temperature, pressure, voltage, whatever signal you're sniffing. Nut and bolt properties of the analog input object. Alice's toolkit, paragraph edition. Alice cracks open her encrypted tablet, eyeing the analog input object like a black market dealer sizing up contraband. First, she checks the present underscore value, the live data she can exploit, tweak, or sell to the highest bidder. Then, she verifies the object underscore identifier, the digital fingerprint that marks the sensor in her system. No duplicates, no mistakes. The object underscore name is its street alias, something like rooftop temp sensor #7, because even machines need a cool call sign. Next, she scans the status underscore flags. Are readings high, low, busted, or manually overwritten? Critical intel. The event underscore state tells her if the sensor is chilling in normal mode or freaking out in alarm. Either way, leverage. Out underscore of underscore service is her favorite. If this is true, the sensor's basically playing dead, and she can ghost past security. She double checks units because degrees and psi mean very different black market prices. And finally, reliability, because if the sensor's drunk on bad data, she's not risking her rep on it. Bottom line? Every property is a potential exploit. No sensor left unhacked. Woman detective laptop computer. Nut and bolt properties of the analog input object. Alice's toolkit. Alice flicks open her encrypted tablet. On screen is an analog input object, ready for a deal. Here's what she checks before making a move. Property: what Alice thinks present underscore value. This is the current number I can sell or manipulate. Object underscore identifier. This is how I tag the sensor in my system. Object underscore name. The street name rooftop temp sensor #7. Status underscore flags. Is it high, low, broken, or overridden? I need to know. Event underscore state. Is it in alarm? Normal? In trouble? Could be leverage. Out underscore of underscore service. Is it faking? If it's out of service, I might sneak past it. Units, degrees, psi, volts. It matters when setting a price. Reliability. Can I trust the value or is it lying to me? Spade suit. Strategic wisdom. Alice's moves only deal in real-time data. Present underscore value is the only thing worth cash. Old values are stale product. If it's unreliable, it's a liability. Alice never trusts sensors marked unreliable. Out underscore of underscore service. That's opportunity. When a device is out of service, Alice knows she can override its value for testing or misdirection. Chess pawn. Final word from the dealer queen. BACnet's not about control, it's about information. And in Wonderland, information is power. You don't need to break the system. You just need to understand it better than anyone else. Alice deals in objects, properties, and leverage. And the analog input object? It's her favorite product, measurable, mutable, and monetizable. Would you like her next playbook entry on binary output objects, or shall we dive into BACnet services next, where Alice makes the network itself do the dirty work? 3.